Evening, everyone. Yes, it's that time of the week again. Thursday night, which means Super League, which means entertainment, which means a lot of fun for a lot of people hanging around with a very old football game. Hope you are all doing very, very well. Evening, Mr. Edwards. Evening, Alf. Well, yeah, what happened since the last time out? There was the 50 hour, in case you missed it, there was a 50-hour stream of Championship Manager, which I don't know. I don't know. Hats off to the bloke who did it. Well done. So that's what's been happening around in the community. I'm not sure how far along the All Stars are with their stuff, but it looks like they've been keeping themselves busy. Evening Smuts. And additionally, new kid on the block, some kind of potential mega horse experiment with some Northern Irish teams with relegation, etc., etc. Looks like people are having fun with that as well. So good to see the whole thing is still going strong, even if some of the regulars, maybe from days in the past, are not posting as frequently anymore. Their endeavors and their exploits and their things, but all good. Back with Super League action. Reminder of the results last time out. We of course had that spectacular result. Evening, Alex. We had that spectacular result. Stanley winning away at East Coast. And with Exiles beating Stackington, we had the Foss Road and Haggis with a tough fought 0-0 draw. Fulchester beating Vikings 2-1. Northern Burn beating Batches 3-0 in Penta hat-trick there. Sanctay 4-1 winners against Dudley, who picked up a couple of red cards, I think. And finally, Sloths losing at home to Los Santos, one of the informed sides of the league. So that's how it went last time out, and that leaves us with the table looking something like this. East Coast, of course, dropped points, but still way out ahead. Evening, Mr. Campbell. East Coast still way out in front of Foss Road and Haggis, who had that 0-0 draw. Exiles just behind them on 22. Los Santos and Dudley Hill making up the. How many games left of the regular season? We are exactly halfway. So 13. Um, Dudley Hill there, but level on points with Northern Burn. There was Badgers on 19, Fulchester on 16, Sloss 14, Sancton now on 13. Moving up the table quickly, Vikings on 11, Stagnington and Stanley still down at the bottom. So that's the table as it looks right now. As you will remember, we sometimes see 38 points, 36, 37. It's there or thereabouts. Eden Ross, excellent to see that you're here because Alpha's asked to go early, and I think you two are up against each other. So we will open up with Sanctay against Sloths. But it looks like the way the season is going, it looks like you are looking at probably 40 points to get into the playoffs. So the teams that aren't on 20, they probably need to start considering putting some results together because it looks at the moment as if it's going to be very very tight for those second to sixth spot, but we'll see once we get a little bit further along in the season. Finally, before we kick off the evening's action, as mentioned, Alpha's asked to go early, so we will do Sanctay against Sloss first. Elsewhere, we've got some top six battles here. We've got Foss Road taking on Dudley. We've got Haggis taking on East Coast. Um, there is Los Santos against Fulchester. Is that kind of in the middle game? And then we have all of the bottom sides. Scott asked to go early. LSK. Yes, you can. Of course, Scott, no problem. Um, there is Sanctay, there's Dagenton, there's Stanley, and there are Vikings. All of these sides are, um, of course, 11 to 14th, and all of them are at home. So there should be a decent chance of at least some of them picking up some points. Sanctay, obviously, the most obvious ones. They're in form. They're at home to Sloths, who are quite close to them in the table. Staggington against Badgers. Badgers are a hit and miss, so you never know. Alex has had a couple of good results with Staggington so far this season, but not been too consistent. Stanley at home to Exiles. Well, Stanley just beat East Coast, so why can't they beat Exiles? Who knows? And then we've got Vikings against Northern Burn. Northern Burn, another team who've been kind of blowing hot and cold a little bit, but of course with Impensa getting that hat trick last time out, they have a decent chance, I guess. I mean, it's difficult to predict what's going to happen in that one. I was second at 25 points at exactly this point, unless I'm getting worse. You have had a bit of bad luck some red cards and stuff as well, and not really consistently use your three super DMCs. But yeah, you're right. A little bit worse, you are true. Um, right. Without further ado, me and Alpha raring to go. Excellent. I'm happy to hear that, Ross. I am raring to get going as well. So we'll get you two on. So we shall change this up a little bit. I believe Sancte are the home side, so we will have a look at that first. Limited amount of changes here for Sancte. I haven't dumped anyone into the reserves. Tikhonov, of all people. Um, are making an appearance on the left side of midfield. We have got Sventokovsky on the bench. I think he replaces Mark Kerr. So that is the option. Apart from that, it's pretty much as is, I think, for Sancte. Of course, 4-1 winners last time out. Can't really tinker too much with that, to be completely honest. But with Van der Vaart being suspended, then that's how it is. Evening, Paul. So, Esteban needs to be playing. Does he? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. They're okay. I would say David Prutton needs to be playing. He's got 5 games and a 760 average, but he is somehow a surplus to requirements. But there we go. Ross seems to know what he's doing. 4-1 winners against Dudley last time out. Um, Sloths, indeed, as Alf mentioned, an interesting formational change for them here. They have got wingbacks for the potentially the first time in Sloths history, or under Alf's guidance anyway. They have got Taribo Vest and Rosfalgaren at the back, in front of Crucini, who's preferred to whoever the previous goalkeeper was. Eleftheropoulos, who has fallen out of favor for some reason. Sereni is on the bench. We also have Biscan Mendieta in a DMC role. Manuel Pablo comes in. He has some 20s. Um, 20 in pace, stamina, teamwork, all looking pretty good. Good off the ball and positioning as well, which are important stats. Good acceleration. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. He comes from Deportivo, where he's had a sort of a decent time. And yeah, interesting to see what he can do. Up front, we have Amoroso, Elba, and Smith, and just behind them, Brookink. So I think Electropoulos should be in, but give him a try. I'm happy to double check, but I think in the screenshot it's like this. Uh, but let me just double check, otherwise I will change it back, of course. Um, Sloths, let's see. Nope, Cudicini is the goalkeeper and Sereni is the substitute. That's what was in the email. So if that's okay, then we'll go with this. Will next season be the same save? Yes, of course it will, because um, who's gonna who's gonna do a new database? It will not gonna be me. So most likely this will carry on until it falls apart. But let's get going. Let's get Manuel Pablo score number, and let's see what Slots can do up against Sancte here. Inform Sancte side 4-1 winners last time out. Luis Saha and Santa Cruz. Oh, and Luis Saha back in the goals for Sancte. Uh, Early goal for the home side here, taking the lead 1-0 up against Sloths in their new formation. Might take a game or two to settle in, of course, new formations. I believe the people in the know mentioned that it's 3 games that you actually need to play a formation before the players get like their full bonuses or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but apparently that is a thing. Both teams have had chances here, of course, in the first half. Mainly Sancte, though. Tikhonov has been involved a couple of times. A bit surprised to see him included in the squad, but he seems to have not put too many feet wrong so far. And we reached halftime with Sancte leading 1-0, 7 shots, 5 on target, 3 and 1 for Slots. Fullback tactic, taking a little bit of time to settle in here. If we look at the Slots conditioning, everyone is doing well. 87 for Mendieta, that's the only one who's a little bit low. But apart from that, they're doing okay. Maybe just trying to find their feet in this new setup. Alan Smith has had 2 shots, none of them on target. Amoroso the other one, none for Elba. We'll see if Alf wants to do anything. Cudicini not doing a bad job. He's on an 8 in goal already. Meanwhile, it's Christian Kibu who's on an 8 for Sancte. There's no one providing the assists. Fitness-wise, everyone is looking okay as well. Luis Saha 3 shots, 1 on target. Everyone else with pretty good aim, taking pretty good aim here. We'll see if either manager wants to do anything or if they are happy to roll until 60. Ross says, as is for me, please. We shall leave it as is. And we will offer out the opportunity to make changes now or wait until 60. There's Kalu Vasiliuk on the bench. Um, License, of course, can come in, play a variety of roles across the back, but I'll potentially leave it until 60 and see what happens. Let's try Kalu for his first ever appearance for Brooking. Indeed, Bonaventura Kalu. Well, you say that. He actually had a sub appearance where he scored a goal a long time ago, but it isn't actually his first ever appearance. But nevertheless, let's get him on and see what happens. We put him on for Brooking. Um, and let's see. Let us see. But the debut goal is already done, unfortunately. Good start for Sancti here in the early in the second half. Had a good shot there, but here comes Sloths going down the other direction. Toneto and Amoroso's free. And ooh, Amoroso on the volley, probably the most dangerous player in the Sloths lineup, and unable to find the back of the net, unfortunately for him. Um, Here comes Biscan, but it's Sancti who win the ball back. Tikhonov again, and Tikhonov finds Lee Boyer, and he makes it 2-0 for Sancti. His first ever goal after joining from East Coast. Excellent performance from Sancti so far. There comes Christian Kibu going forward. Biscan snuffs it out. I see Tikhonov again, but Kudicini punches it clear. And here comes Saha now. Riquelme with plenty of time. Riquelme has a good shot, but Kudicini saves it. Um, That's all Sancti in the second half, to be honest. 10 and 7. Very good. Sloss 5 and 1. Still struggling just to hit the target. Alan Smith with 3 not on target. Amoroso with 2 and 1 on target. Sixes and sevens for everyone else. Kalu hasn't really done anything. 4 completed passes, and that's about it since coming on. Um, Condition wise for slots, everyone is looking okay. Mendieta is down on 85 as the lowest. And in terms of match rating, we have got sixes and sevens. Nothing to write home about. Let's have a look at Sancte meanwhile. Fitness wise, Luis Saha is on 82. I'll pop it up over on the other screen in a second so you can see that. As mentioned, Tikhonov is there on an assist. Yeah, Luis Saha on 82. Not the worst, but maybe something to consider with 30 minutes still to play. In terms of options on the bet, Mark Browers, whoever that is. Um, Mark Browers is coming on indeed. Excellent. Well, let's see what he can do. And we'll move back to slots on the tactics screen there to see if Alf wants to do anything. Anything. Vasiuk for Smith. Um, Shove Mendieta alongside Kalu. Alf really going for it here. Even Steve really going for it here. 5 man attacking bunch there. And yeah, we will see. We will see. Half an hour left to play. Will that create some chances, create some havoc in front of the Sancte goal? Christian Kibu picks up a yellow, and there is Elba putting one back for Sloths. 2-1 now. Couple more chances for them, and if they can convert one or two of them, then I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way back into this one. There's Elba Vesiu, but excellent display from Khan in the Sancte goal. That's obviously a very big selling point for people arguing for Sancte's chances for making a good move up the table is that they do have Oliver Kahn in goal. We'll slow it down a little bit here just for the last 10 minutes, see how things pan out. Sloth continue to search for that goal. That was Manuel Pablo with a good cross, and it was Vasiu who was almost able to take advantage, but just couldn't put it in the back of the net. Here comes Roque Santa Cruz and Riquelme and Browers. Was it Browers? Indeed, it was his first ever goal for Sancte. That should seal it for the home side. 3-1 up now. We'll speed this up a little bit. It looks as if was it Taneto or Tikhonov who picked up an injury? Someone picked up an injury right there towards the end, but not enough to get them to be pulled off. Sloths having much better success with that second half. Um, set up with the five people behind the strikers there, or the five people around the striking zone, if you can call it that. And Vasil comes in for an 8. He also picks up an assist. Kalu had a terrible game when after he came on, still on a 6. Amoroso not doing particularly well either. Low passing for him. Um, yeah, a little bit unlucky for Sloth. It looked as if they were getting into that game and could have had a chance for the equaliser, but the tide just turned, and Mark Browers of all people managed to find the back of the net there and seal the deal. Tikhonov and Riquelme with the assist. Christian Kibu with a 10. Very very solid performance for him down there at the back. He's been a little bit inconsistent, but very good of late. And yeah, solid performance from Sancte, picking up another 3 points and really starting there, kind of move up the table. Commiserations to Sloss for this one. They will probably have to stick with the same kind of formation for a game or two, at least to see the proper outcome of it. But yeah, first time out, wasn't to be. Moving swiftly on, I know that we have both Vikings and Northern Burn managers in the house. Who else do we have? Foss Road against Dudley. We could also go with. Um, I'm not sure if I think Dimble is out tonight, so we could go with a Haggis game as well. But I prefer, of course, one where both managers are here. So let's dive straight into Vikings against Northern Burn. That seems like a good place to continue the evening. Foss Dudley. We'll take Foss Dudley afterwards. Let's take Vikings against Northern Burn. Let's see. Vikings with a new and interesting formation. Um, Trying something a little bit different here, which is always greatly appreciated. Evening Savage. Did Scott has to go early? No, he has to go late. He's on his way home from work. I think. Yeah, he said. Indeed, later. Um, so here we are with the Vikings, with Ferdinand and Terry at the back, Arca Simeone and Emerton across there, Van Bommel in the centre, Del Vecchio, Lamanda, Shevchenko and Kluivert. Um, I mean, there should be goals in this. I mean, they should be able to score goals. You would think so. You would definitely think so. Um, Still not sold on Emerton and Arkham, maybe fully on those wing backs, but Arkham's got a good average rating. 3 man of the match awards, but he hasn't done anything in terms of contributions. Emerton, at least with his low average, has had 2 assists. But yeah, interesting formation from Vikings, and they're definitely putting people forward, putting some pressure on that Northern Burn defense. We will see how it works out. Northern Burn are unchanged because it went very well last time they played. And yeah, Ian's not one for mixing things up too much. So we will see. They're in 7th, obviously, not where they want to be, but they're kind of hot on the tails of everyone else. But we'll see if things improve for Northern, continue to improve for Northern Burn, or if Vikings will start to find some points. As the manager mentioned, they've not been able to field a consistent lineup since forever, and probably all season. So we'll see. We'll see if the formation they have this evening is going to do something for them. They've had a couple of good chances. I see Del Vecchio getting involved there. It's a little bit hard to say who is in control of this because Northern Burn occasionally have a chance or two as well, but it seems to be mainly everything in Vikings' favor in terms of real shots on target. Still to find the back of the net though, but here comes Impensa, always dangerous for Northern Burn, as we saw last time out. Obviously, the top scorer in the league, difficult to stop, difficult to contain. 5 minutes of at a time in the first half, and here we are at halftime. 4-2 for Vikings, 6-1 for Northern Burn. Fairly evenly spread out the chances. Barry Ferguson's on a 5 and a yellow. He's had 5 passes, 3 of them completed. Definitely not what the manager wanted to see. Saul Campbell only won 1 of his 7 tackles as well. It's not been vintage Northern Burn, but manager goes as is, predictably so. Vikings, meanwhile, Diego Simeone has had a very good first half as opposed to to Barry Ferguson there. Apart from that, it's been okay, I would say. We just need Shevchenko, Kluivert, and Del Vecchio to be a little bit more cynical. At least Vikings haven't conceded early, as has often been an issue for them. But we will see how they go in the second half. We await instructions from Steve or from Paul. I think I'm sure they were here, or did I dream that? Ah, Steve and Paul, they are indeed both here. Okay, good, good, good. S is until 60, please. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure. All of a sudden, I wasn't sure. We continue with the second half, cracking on. First 5 minutes, here comes Kluivert. Candela clears the danger. Van Bommel to Del Vecchio. Buffon parries it. Del Vecchio with a follow-up, and he has found the back of the net. His first goal of the season after the three assists he had early on. Vikings are 1-0 up against Northern Bern. Will that force the visiting manager into some kind of action here? We will see. 60 coming up just around the corner. It's still Vikings pushing forward. Huppier with a good tackle, but he picks up a yellow card for that somehow. And we've reached 60 minutes. Vikings with 7 and 5. Del Vecchio, the main man. What a deal bringing him in. Let's not dwell on that. Vikings definitely had the better of those first 15 minutes. We'll have a look at Northern Burn first. Barry Ferguson, horrendously still on a 5. Terrible performance from him. Everyone else doing okay-ish, but not really impressing. Difficult to see where the goal's going to come from with this kind of performance from Northern Burn. We'll await the manager's instructions. I'm sure he'll have something up his sleeve for the last 30 minutes. Meanwhile, Vikings, Mark Van Bommel is with the assist there. Rio Ferdinand's on a 6, Emerton on a 6 as well. We have got Solchinski, Volodenkov on the bench, use of Hershey as well, people who can come on and wreak some havoc for the Vikings. But overall, it's not been too bad. I'd be surprised if the manager wants to change anything, unless he wants to see someone instead of Volodenkov. I don't think Rio Ferdinand's going anywhere, to be honest. Northern Burn, a little bit more difficult to predict what Ian's going to do here, but we will see. Presume Barry Ferguson's gonna come off for Ljungberg and then maybe Barong moving back to central midfield. Oh, Aymar, okay. 50-50. Barry Ferguson off for Ljungberg and Ljungberg swap with Aymar. That's what we're gonna do for Northern Burn. And for Vikings, let's see if Steve wants to do anything. I mean, Borodenko for Emerton. Borodenkov? Borodenkov for Emerton. Good call. I agree. That's where I would be at as well. Will we see Hersey as well, or is he happy enough to let Elmander run? Mm, probably happy for Elmander to run, and then we roll. Excellent. Good. Here we go. Half an hour left. Vikings against Northern Burn. Oh, and it has an immediate impact. Those changes that Northern Burn meant Pensa with the equalizer here set up by Riquelme, I believe it was, or sorry, Verong, I believe it was. Um, Having a bit more freedom, I guess, now that he's got Freddie Ljungberg next to him instead of Aymar stealing the ball from him all the time. Aymar coming forward from central midfield as well, trying to create something. We'll slow it down just for the last couple of minutes here. Seems as if there's still plenty happening at both ends of the pitch. Ljungberg goes down, body checked by Ferdinand. Nothing given though. Here comes Hippie Vieira with, oh, Patrick Vieira with acres of space, but Kiotis with a couple of good saves there for Vikings. Will there be a winner or will that be the final whistle? It was the final whistle. Hard fought comeback from Northern Burn. There are 11 shots, only 4 of them on target. Manager will be slightly disappointed with the effectiveness of his strikers. But yeah, a very good game that. A very exciting second half. And Pensa now on 11 in 11. And he's going to be difficult to catch. And it was wrong, as mentioned, with the assist. That's his 6th of the season, so a solid performance from him as well. Vikings can't be too unhappy. Kyoto's getting man of the match, despite saving fewer shots than the other goalkeeper, but there we go. And yeah, overall decent. Overall decent result. Both sides can be sort of relatively happy with it, I guess. I mean, important for Vikings to see this tactic working as well. So good news for them. Next up, we will have Foss Road against Dudley Hill, as suggested by Mr. Smuts. Foss Road Unicorns. Yakubu comes in for Gerard, who drops out completely due to fitness. I believe Giovanni van Bronckhorst is in there instead. Goalkeeper stay the same as last time out, and Lawson comes back in for Argel. Front 5 stay the same. I'm sure that Mr. Smuts will correct me if anything is amiss here, but it seems to be correct. Condod on the bench, yet to start his first team game. Overall, as much mentioned, 25 points at this point of the season. They don't now, but let's see. Let's see. Maybe they can pick up 3 points this evening. Spit on. Right? They're up against Dudley Hill, who are without a couple of key players. Hetman is obviously out suspended. Abiati comes in. Isaacson takes the bench for him. And then there is Vogel, who is out suspended as well. Even Helguero comes in. I put Good Johnson on the bench. There wasn't a specific player mentioned to replace even Helguero on the bench, but I guess Good Johnson is as good as option as any. He has been playing well when he's come in. He doesn't provide DC cover though, but they say he can eventually move back, so I guess it's okay. Um, yeah, what's happening with Dudley? Inconsistency, that's what's happening with them. And they've got three away games now coming up after they had that one against Sancte. So, yeah, tough times. Tough times at Dudley Hill. Um, but let's see if Foss Road can re-find some decent form or if Dudley can avenge that problem result they had the last time out, of course, as we kick off the first half. Four away games in a row is insane and frustrating and annoying. Definitely. Especially if you don't get four home games in a row, which isn't necessarily as good as four away games is bad. So yeah, it's not ideal. But nevertheless, there's Kevin Hoffland injured. Didn't last long, did it? All this fun stuff. I presume Van Bronckhorst is going to come on. Where he wants to move him, maybe a Kubu pulls back. I guess is the most likely option, but we will see. Presume Yakubu back and swap with Lauerson, but Van Bronckhorst maybe to the left. I don't know. Yakubu to centre back, and then we're gonna go Van Bronckhorst, Keane, and Celius. So these guys got to swap. GBB, Keane, Celius. Okay, good, 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 excellent. There's still a very strong lineup, still very, very strong players in there. I mean, it's obviously not ideal to miss Hofland, but there could be worse things could have happened. Worse injuries could have happened. To be completely honest, Van Bronckhorst is an ample replacement at DMC, and Yakubu does well at the back usually as well. 5-1 for Foss Road, 2-0 for Dudley. Nicky Varenko and Collins both with a shot. Neither of them hitting the target though. Very low pass completion. Evening Tato, can you clarify who your second Keen player is? You can think about that if you haven't thought about it already, because I'm a little bit um, perplexed. Let's put it that way. Roll to 60 says Steve. Meanwhile, Foss Road have Roy Keane on an 8. Um, and yeah, already made a change. Akubu's down on a 6. Saviol and Comendini. I don't think as much is going to do anything at this point, as is as well. Indeed, we roll until 60. See if anything comes up. In terms of chances for either side, it's 0-0 so far. Was it Foss Road and Haggis that had a 0-0 last time out? Foss Road were famous for their clean sheets earlier on in the season. Rogeri with a fine save, and Nicky Farinka and Terry Henry trying to combine to get a goal there. Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one for Dudley Hill, and they don't have a super obvious replacement. I guess Nedved could go out there. King Titi hasn't done anything, Steve. He's just running around. You can't shout it every time you see his name. He's got to do something. Um, Presume Nedved out there, Joey Gudjonsson or Franca in at MC maybe, or Franca on and Nicky Furenko back to MC. It's got to be Nedved out on the left though, hasn't it? Really? I mean, we'll wait and see what Steve says. Joey G swap Nedved arrow off Joey, please. I think I get it. Nedved? No, not Nedved. We're back to Carlos, to Joey, Joey to Nedved, arrow off Joey. This is your 60 as well, by the way. So if you want to do anything else, we're on 58 minutes. So if you want to do anything else, Luca Tony on or anything else, just let us know, Steve. Meanwhile, I'll give Foss Road a quick glance at this. Roy Keane's on a 9, everyone else is on a 7. Saviola and Comandini are the people on the bench that could potentially come in and do something. Condition wise, you're looking good. Apart from Trezeguet, that you said you wanted to keep an eye on, I don't know, maybe Comandini or Saviola. Conceding 3 to Alf didn't help my goal difference. No, it did not. Um, have they even played this season? Swap the strikers and swap Totti and oh my goodness, this is such a gamer move. Q and Totti. Where is Totti? There he is. Swap the strikers and swap Totti and Q with each other, please. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, what's going to happen in the last half hour? I don't think there was anything else from Steve, was there? I mean, unlikely that he's going to put Tony or Franco on. I don't know. All good. Excellent. Perfect. Last 20 minutes. Last 5 minutes. Last 4 minutes. We start to have a couple of chances. Maybe here there's Trezeguet, there's Van Bronckhorst, there's Kuhl, Collins. Oh, and there is another injury. Um, Sambrota down there maybe, and Saviola on the wing. There's still 5, 6 minutes to play with tired feet. Let's see. That would be my call to move Sambrota back and put Saviola out on the wing probably. But we will see if Smarts have any other plans. What are the rules here? The rules are that you cannot make 600 tactical, throw everyone forward. You can substitute him and move someone else around, I guess. I mean, you can effectively do what you want, but standard would be to make the substitution to whoever it is and then pop a few people around. You can move Saviola up front if you want, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Steve will get a chance then to do something. I guess I can't remember to be honest if there are any rules about this, but I would say you can swap, make a substitution and swap the substituted player. For example, Sambrata to that position and then Saviola on. Otherwise, it would be a little bit of an unfair tactical advantage, I guess. So let's stick to that. A substitution and a potential swap. Yeah, that sounds fine. Sambrata. Oh, so let's take Saviola and then swap them around. Um, what? Saviola to Sambrata and Totti to this one? Sambrata to DM Totti, MR Saviola to AMC. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Let's see if anything happens in the last 5 minutes, or if it will all be in vain. Dudley Hill comes forward. Will they find it? Oh, it was intercepted by Crespo and now Van Bronckhorst. And there's Saviola with a low shot. Terrible effort. Foss Road denied the classic goals and it finishes 0-0. Second 0-0 in a row for Foss Road. Clean sheet for Dudley, which they will probably be kind of pleased about considering who they are missing and the fact that they're away to Foss Road. Not the worst. Um, Performance wise, not the best, but take it and move on. Foss Road, grim. Grim. It's a clean sheet. And Jonathan Broncos with the man of the match on an 8 after playing 70 whatever minutes. Yeah. Let's not dwell too much on this one. We have got some more fixtures to enjoy this evening. We've got Haggis against East Coast. We've got Stanley against Exiles. Staggington against Badgers. Uh, Staggington against Badgers. I have seen Alex and I have seen um, our friend Mr. Tato. However, I have a question to the Let's go for Stackington first. We'll see if Tato has actually got this not on mute, so he's heard my question. It'll become apparent in a second what's wrong. Um, Rivaldo are in on the left, Cole in on the right hand side. The backwards arrow has been removed, and Sagi, Jardel, and Foe up front. Melbourne and Andrews are at the back, and Shea Given is in goal. On the bench is where some of the other interesting changes are. We've got Samuel Eto'o and Jesper Grønkjær. We'll see if either of those guys make an appearance. That will be interesting. Andre Oya falling out of favor again. Who else have we got here that we've seen before? Wayo, says Tato. Yes, you say that, but who plays here? Who is this? In your instructions, it's Roy Keane, but he doesn't play for your team. So, so who do we put there? Do we put Defoe, Mark Vivian Foe? Do we put Lennon? Do we put Ronnie J? That's my question. Lovely stuff. Does that mean we go like this? Is it okay? I guess. Good. Um, he doesn't seem to have he doesn't seem to have any objections, so that's good. We go like this. Badgers in their away kit, Stackington at home. Stackington starting the match, uh, hoping for some points here. Hoping for some points, probably. There's Sigalko opening the scoring. Who needs players that you don't have when you've got Sigalko? That's the question. And it seems that I won't say that it's a turnaround for Sigalko because it's obviously too early to say, oh, Sosa had a goal ruled out for offside there then. Um, Here comes Sigalko again. And I mean, everyone wanted him, I guess. Can he do it in the Super League? Oh, there's Defoe picking up an injury. Um, I'm guessing Samuel Eto'o is going to come on, but I'll wait for Alex to confirm. No, I was going to say about Sigalko that everyone kind of was keen on him and seeing what he can do in the Super League. Can't remember if he's ever been brilliant. Um, but Crackling one, maybe in this version you can play in a two. Yeah, was thinking that before. Right, and we'll just. I think this is half. Is it half time? Or did we have half time already? But he evades the challenge. Excellent tackle from Rivaldo. I think we're still in the first half, aren't we? Headed by Ryan Giggs. That's a corner kick. Calculates in the corner. And a goal for Stackington. Marvin Andrews as a scorer. That's got to be half time now, hasn't it? There we are. 51 minutes we had there. Okay, Scott, excellent. Well, we'll get the last games on where with only one manager after this one. I think this is the last one where we have both managers, so don't worry, you'll be up shortly. Um, Interesting first half. Stackington with a couple of good chances. One of them converted Badgers, just the one, and that found the back of the net. Neil Scally's on a 5. He has a yellow, so has Clumpy, so has Mark Vivian Foe, and so has Paredes. That's a lot of yellow cards. Roberto Sosa with an assist and a disallowed goal. All three shots coming for Tsigalco. That's obviously what you want, but you probably want more goals out of this. Not the best first half, and as mentioned, Scally's on a 5. Um, that's that is poor as as poor as well. But at least they have a goal. Konstantin Galka, I think, whipped in a corner for Marvin Andrews to find the equalizer. Chardell has had 2 shots, and there is yeah, Samuel Eto's can come in. It's not really done much. One a header, but he's on a 7, so that's okay. Um, both managers rolling until 60. Uh, Good. Good, good, good. Speeding things up a little bit. Let's see if Simon Mikalev is going to send anyone off. Plenty of yellows have been dished out already. And it's Galca to Marvin Andrews again. It's a carbon copy of the first goal. Galca with the corner, Andrews with the header. Stackington lead 2-0. What kind of set piece magic. Have they been working here? But it's Sigalko who's also replicating his efforts from the first half. It's 2-2 now. Excellent entertainment in this one. Excellent entertainment. Will Inzaghi find the back of the net? That's what we all want to know. But it looks unlikely at the moment. We're at 60 minutes. Let's see. 5-3, 4-2. There's been five shots on target. Four of them have gone in. Um, Toldo's still on a six. Scally's on a five. No additional yellow cards being dished out though. Paredes was the one who got the assist for the second Sigalco goal. So yeah, he's working in a two. That's doubling his tally for the season. So that's impressive. He's up to four now. Not bad. Not bad for someone of his fame and caliber and reputation. Will the manager do anything? He has got Salas, Mackay, and Rayad on the bench, of course. Very attacking looking bench. The question is if you want to try something. Roy Keane has been poor. Let's see. Scally off for Rayad and move Sanetti to DMCR, which is here. I'm guessing this is what you want. The rest can stay. Otherwise, let me know and we will change it. Stackington, meanwhile, a five for Shea Given, seven for Melberg is okay. Joe Cole's on a six. He's probably the only player left on the pitch who's doing badly. And we do have the amazing Jesper Grønkjær potentially coming on. That would be something to see him in action down that right hand flank for Stackington, potentially providing stuff. Huh? Etu for Grønkjær, Cole at AMC, Grønkjær at MR, long arrows on DMCs and Y players. All DMCs? Or like this? Long arrows on DMCs and Y players, an arrow and Cole. So like this. Only two DMCs. Okay, I was gonna say that seems a bit excessive, but there we go. Excellent. Going forward here, let's see if 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 you get another corner kick, you can hope for it. You can hope for that. Excellent. Let's see. How many corners have you had so far? Two. So watch out, Tato, for this one. Let's see what's going to happen here. There's got to be another goal in this, surely, with those attacking changes. Whether it pays off positively or negative for Stackington, who knows? But there's a lot of arrows here. Just a couple of minutes left. There's Chicago. Oh, good save by Given from that shot from Giggs. Let's see. Keane has run into an offside position here. Here comes Galka. There's Zanetti. Galka go past Ray. It goes past Klumpy. What is going on with Konstantin Galka this evening? He is out of control. Two assists for him and almost finding his way to getting a winner there. I have to do something. My season is already over, says Alex. Love a positive change, says Steve. Um, yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get any more corners. Let's see, was it actually corners? Galka whipped in the corner. Andrews out John Paredes. Galka aimed the corner at the near post. Indeed, it was from two corners. Absolutely amazing to see. Meanwhile, yeah, two goals for Sigalco on an away game. Badgers going to have to take that, aren't they? Really, they would have potentially liked all 3 points, but it's not the worst. Staggington though, Galka somehow only got one assist despite yeah, anyway, let's not worry too much about that. But Marvin Andrews, man of the match. Look at Big Marvin, all his 20s and 738 average. Got to give respect to the man. So solid performance from Stackington there. Shame they couldn't keep Tigalco at bay, but that's he's been hit and miss, but he was obviously hit this evening. Excellent game there. We've got Los Angeles against Fulchester is the proposed game coming up next. A couple of changes for Los Santos. Pilo and Rosicky comes in the AMC roles. I believe those are the two changes. Sola Jr. dropped to the bench and Brosek dropped out completely for Rosicky. He has not been doing particularly well at all. 667 average. Manager's seen enough and dumped him. He has got Emil Debski, of course, in the reserves to potentially come up, but we'll see. what happens with Los Santos. They are in fifth position. They are at home tonight. They can obviously consolidate that top six spot that's got so desperately, as all managers really want. Andre, his goalkeeper, apart from that, early Bilbon hasn't let him down so far. Couple of old favourites, and of course he has got Dyer back in the starting 11 now. Kalashak's a little bit unhappy. He is on 7 goals for the season though, and yeah, looking solid. They're up against Fulchester, who has they make just one save. I think it's Materazzi who comes back in for Litos, and Lucio takes the place on the bench. Um, they're in a sort of a half decent-ish run themselves. Fulchester with 3 wins and four. They had that Stackington result, which wasn't good for them. They've got Los Santos now, and then they've got Stanley and Badgers at home. Yeah, it's interesting times at Fulchester. Let's see if they can do something this evening against Los Santos. First half coming up. See if Carlos Shacks can find the back of the net and Lisa Rasu can continue. Is it Lisa Rasu he has here? I believe so. Can continue to do well. I forget where Candela is. Ah, indeed, it is Lisa Rasu here. Pirlo as well. Is relying quite heavily on Pirlo. I think he's expecting a lot from him. I don't know if he'll be able to deliver. Ooh, the ref has given a penalty though, and there is Pirlo, set piece taker extraordinaire, opens the scoring, and there's Ayala who's done so well for Fulchester. He gets an own goal. It's Materazzi who pulls one back though. A very exciting 10 minutes there. Fulchester looked as if they were out of it, but Materazzi has made sure that they go into the halftime still with some hope for finding a way back into this. But Los Santos now piling on the pressure just as we reach halftime. 7 shots, 3 on target, Fulchester 1-1, and probably lucky to be that close. Beckham on a 5. Ayala, who's been doing so well, he's got an 8 average. He's on a 6 at the moment. Tough times for Fulchester and for the manager, who are obviously hoping for a little bit better this evening. And we'll see if it was Gatos who got the assist. We'll have a look at Los Santos, see if the manager wants to roll with this. Carlos Shacks with the assist. He was the one who was brought down for the penalty, obviously. Pilo's doing well. Kieran Dyer surprisingly only on a 6. Sinoni as well. Not people who usually put in poor performances, but they haven't been brilliant this evening. We'll wait and see if Scott wants to do anything at this time. He says as is, and I'm not sure if Dan is here, so that's going to be a roll probably. Oh, you are. You are, Dan. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Beckham off and Pizarro on 2 up top. Beckham off, Pizarro on 2 up top. I believe want to do this maybe as well. Just sent housekeeping the housekeeping the kind of symmetry of the formation. Excellent. Thanks very much, Dan. Appreciate it. Great. 60 minutes coming up in just a couple of seconds, probably. Oh, and there was Kieran Dyer. He was having a shitty game, and now it's gone even worse. Who will we see? Probably, is it Sinoni who can play out there? I guess Sinoni out there, Pirlo down there, and Sola in here. I'm guessing it's going to be the move, or just throw Lee Young Pyo straight on and hope for the best. It's going to be one of the two, I guess. Lee Young Pyo straight on, hope for the best. Lee Young Pyo on for Kieran Dyer. Kieran Dyer, who's just was he not injured already? I think he was already injured this season, wasn't he? Indeed, he just had a hamstring and a chest injury. What's going on here? Anyway, roll to 60. The young people, yeah, he did come on. Excellent. We'll roll to 60. Now we roll to 60. And see if that disrupts Los Santos at all. Their flow looks as if they're still the dominant side here. Petrup collects the ball. Oh, can't get past Milevski. Milevski's done super well for Los Santos as well. So it looks like we're going to reach 60 minutes without any further goals. There is Pirlo though. There's Rosicky. Frey manages to turn it behind, and there is 60 minutes up. 10-4 for Los Santos, who are indeed in full control of this one. Fulchester, Michelini doing it all himself. He's already on a 10 with 13 successful tackles out of 15. Difficult to get past there in the center of the park. Solid performance from him. Only defensive options really on the bench for Fulchester. Not sure if the manager wants to dive further into that. It deals him back to CM with long arrow to SC. Okay. Excellent. As a solid move, actually, that could work out well. Edilson should have the fitness to run that one. Let's have a look at Los Santos. It's been pretty good. Everyone's playing well. Leon Pure's on a six, but he's only played a few minutes. Everyone else is on sevens and eights. There's no fitness issues apart from Lisa Rasu, who's on 79. Hopefully, that's not going to cause any problems for Scott later on in this one. We'll see if he wants to do anything. He has got Sinoni, of course, Lee Young Pyo. That could potentially cover that left hand side if it was necessary. But we'll see if Scott wants to do anything at this stage or if he's happy to check the chance and roll. Francis Jeffers quickly fell out of favour as well. Didn't score in his 2.5 appearances. Sola Jr. hanging around on the bench, 720. He could probably get better in the next season. Decent start for him anyway. Decent numbers at this moment in time. Um. Oh, Scott said it. Was that as is already? Am I missing something? Apologies for that. I think it's got. I believe Scott has said as is already for 60. Um. So we roll it. I guess. I think I probably missed that. It's still Los Santos with. Oh, there's Rosicky picking up an injury. At least he has the sub for it. I believe it's going to be Sola Jr. who's going to come straight on. But let's see. He might put Franny Jeffers on and pull Shaq's back, but I think this is probably the most likely substitution. But I'll just wait for Scott to confirm that, of course. Yeah, Sola Jr. straight swap. Expected. They've Fulchester have absorbed pretty much everything that's been thrown at them since that goal. And just as I say that, Carlos Jacks makes it 3-1. Very, very difficult to play against at the moment. Los Santos, absolutely the inform side in the league. It deals and thought he'd pulled one back, but that goal was ruled out for offside. And instead of Shacks, who moves on to 9 for the season, obviously a big fan favourite, at least amongst the Los Santos crowd. 16 shots, 10 on target. Fulchester all at sea here in the second half. Only had that one shot that the and Michelini started missing tackles. That is why he's dropped to a 9. That's all gone very, very badly for Fulchester in the last 20 minutes. Looked as if they'd pulled one back, but unfortunately for them, it was Lisa Rasu, who's down on 71 fitness. Brave of the managers to leave him on. Lee Young Pyo got an assist. Kalashak with an assist and 2 goals, somehow only getting a 9. But man of the match anyway. Excellent performance by Los Santos there. Next up, did I miss something, by the way? I think I showed everything. If I miss anything, ping me. I'll give screenshots for the rest of it if I miss something. Next up, Atletico Exiles against Stanley. We'll save Haggis against East Coast till the end, which will be coming up. I believe that that's the one we have after this. Exiles are unchanged. They had a 3-1 win last time out. Eamon Neal, happy to see you. 3-1 win last time out. A couple of fitness, I won't say issues, but challenges. But the manager is keeping faith. Another manager who's keeping faith is a Stanley manager, Mike Savage, whose always side beat East Coast last time out, which I don't think anyone saw coming. But congratulations nonetheless. And of course, he's going to go unchanged because why wouldn't you? Salihamidzic on 89% though, that might be a slight concern, but he does have Sand on the bench. He has Samak, he has Agat, plenty of people who can come in if fitness turns out to be an issue later on in the game. Exiles in their change kit for a change. We will see if Stanley's good form can continue or if Exiles had 3 goals last time out, if they can continue that run of finding the back of the net. It's Arik back who opens the scoring on 15 minutes. Stanley take the lead. They are definitely going to be considered a bit of a giant killing side if they can if they can make this one stick as well. Gary Neville doing all of that good work, trying to keep the opponents at bay. fill there as well. Lovely timing indeed, Neil. Just in time to see to see you go 1-0 down to Stanley and go into the halftime break, 1 goal down. Excellent performance by Stanley so far. Makes us as is, obviously. Without even seeing the fitness of some of his players. Christian Vieri is down on 86. He's on a yellow. Everyone doing kind of okay for fitness, if not performance. Valtolina, probably someone manager might consider. Um, Vicente as well, of course, someone who can come in and make a difference. He has got 2 assists already. Valtellina's not done anything this season, but he was okay last one out, I think, last time out. Lusanov, yeah, I don't think so. But potentially we will see Vicente. We'll just wait for Neil to confirm. Meanwhile, for Stanley, it's looking great. Everyone's happy. Everyone's on a 7, apart from Gary Neville, who's doing his best. Um, but yeah, pretty decent. But yeah, let's see if Exiles wants to change anything up. Push the wide men to wingers with short arrows. Uh-huh. Juarez off for Vincente and check him left in a front three. Raul up right. Casano short arrow. Central AMC. Centralized Cordoba. I guess centralized Cordoba. Not sure how you wrote that out so quickly, but anyway, excellent. Good. Not hanging around here, the Exiles manager. Let's see if that pays off for them, or if Stanley can continue to hang on. Tomasi sticks out a leg, brings down Phil Neville. He'll live to regret that. Has to be careful now. Wonder if there's a red card in the air. Lorenzo Verazzini. Either way, in charge of the action this evening. Not seen that many yellow cards so far, though, as I recall in this one. There comes Ronaldo. Ronaldo of all people. His first of the season makes it 2-0 for Stanley, who's getting this to fire this formation. Yeah, 5 shots, 4 on target. Exiles 5-1. It's just not Exile's evening, I guess. Certainly looking that way so far. Valtolina, the only real change sort of available to the manager now, I guess that will make a difference. Say Roberto and Mike Duff, though, probably not the problems. Casano's only on a 6. It's not going to please anyone. Now they remember where to put the ball. Yeah, well, it seems so. Rossini even chipping in with an assist there. Yeah, you're doing great. Salihamidzic is down on 78% fitness though. Don't know if you want to do anything about that. You have got Didier Agat as a very sort of obvious replacement. Semax on the bench as well. But yeah. Um, X Arrow the wide DMCs to wingers. Push say Roberto and Dop up to AMC with short arrows. Arrow the wide DMCs to wingers. Like this? It looks great, I'll be honest. Yeah, why not? Uh, it looks good. It looks good. A cat for Salihamidzic and Semak for Georgic and Don. Excellent. Right, last half hour coming up of this one. Let's see if Exiles, or you wanted them probably sideways, maybe. I don't know, whichever direction you wanted the arrows in, Neil, but you got them like this. Let's see. I mean, there was a chance. I saw there was a chance, and here's another one. Here's Cassano, but Gary Neville somehow stops him. And who else do we have trying to make Charlie Chaos, Vincente? They're all queuing up to try and do something, but I don't know. This is can't get through. Just can't get through. They're piling men forward, having plenty of the ball as well. But let's have a look at the action zones. I thought it was more in favor. Yeah, congratulations, Mike Savage. Excellent formation here and excellent performance by your players. A little bit of a dud for Exiles, only really Tomasi turning up. There was a 9 there. And yeah, 6 points from your games against the East Coast. And an exile. That's gone well. So congratulations, Ronaldo, man of the match as well. Didn't see that one coming at all, considering his sort of relatively relatively uneventful season so far. But yeah, brilliant, brilliant work from him. And enjoy it. Enjoy the victory. Excellent. Last but not least, we have got Haggis against East Coast, top of the table ish clash here. Um, Casas moves up top. Cruz to AMC. Pamurka comes on the right hand side. Those are the changes for Haggis in their new era formation, which isn't that new anymore. I believe it's been around for a while, but that's how we roll with Campbell's boys. Monterrubio, he was in favor a while ago. I'm not sure what happened to him. What happened to Monterrubio? Why is he not playing? He's good. Ah, Bauma, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Indeed, indeed. That's what happened. Nah, yeah, never mind. I was just getting myself confused there for a second. That's Haggis. They're up against East Coast. Oh, where do we go with East Coast here? East Coast with one enforced changes. Baldini, who comes in for Turan at that uh, DC role. Ambrosini, who had a great game, he got a 9, retains his place above Dacour and Addo in the pecking order at the moment. And that will be our final game of the evening. East Coast, I mean, it's a tough game for them now because they had that poor result last time out, very unexpected defeat at the hands of Savage and his sort of reinvigorated side. And then they would like to bounce back immediately, obviously, and then to have such a tough away game against Haggis, it's maybe not what they wanted, but East Coast, the reigning champions, of course, still probably on paper the favorites for this one. Um, and it's Ronaldinho who opens the scoring. East Coast back to their dominant best, I guess. At least in the first half, they have been slightly the better side, I would say. Apparently not. 6-5 for Haggis, 4-3 for East Coast. Action zones look like this. Not a lot of the play has been down there, but Haggis have not done enough with the ball when they've had it. Um, Dimble goes as is. Haggis, presumably as is as well, but we'll see. Campbell was here earlier. I appreciate I've made him wait for absolutely ever. Um, but yeah, those are the options. East Coast, who got the assist? No one. Ronaldinho all by himself. Looks good. Tomadera for Casas, says the Haggis manager. Let's do that. Casas, who, yeah, I mean, expected more of him to be completely honest. We roll until 60. There's Tomadera, there's Montella. Montella comes forward, and there's Cruz. Cruz was back in that AMC role. Manager obviously hoping to get some rewards out of moving him back on. It does mean playing Pamukka on that right hand side. I think it's Simao that was doing so well earlier, but he picked up a long term injury around the time when Gattuso picked up his long term injury as well. It'll be a while before we see him. Plenty of chances for Haggis here in the second half, and there is a penalty. It's Montella with a penalty, and he scores. Haggis have equalised his fifth goal of the season, and it's 1-1 now. Home side back in this one. Here comes Emerson and finds Ambrosini, and Kovalchuk is there. Cannavaro with a big tackle. Ronaldinho lines up a free kick, but it's a good save by the Haggis keeper. Ronaldinho and Baldini and a bunch of players getting involved here, but it's quickly down the other end, and that's going to be a yellow card. Ambrosini, I think he fouled Tomadera there. The most hectic and eventful. Ambrosini picks up a red card. That is terrible luck for East Coast. Just as they thought they found the perfect third DMC, that third DMC goes and gets himself suspended for a game after picking up a red card at a very, very tough time here. We will probably consider this as the 60, so any tactical changes can be made now as well, just because Haggis will get to do changes as well. So we'll treat this as the 60. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what Dimble wants to do here, if anything. Um, Arrows of the DMs and go, please, and we will have a look at Haggis, who are looking much better here. As mentioned, we'll go until the end with the change here. Any tactical changes or substitutions, please let me know, Mr. Campbell. Tomadera, obviously, an inspired change already paying off for you. Manager considering his options. Figo and Ibrahim Said. Are they game changers? Throwing Figo on for Pamodoka maybe could be an option. Although he hasn't been doing that well, Figo at all. Uh, joined from exiles. But he was okay, I guess. Sloss had him before. Vikings originally, after he started at Exiles, thrown about like a dog toy, this guy. Um, and Mr. Campbell says roll, so that's what we're going to do. It's Cruz trying to do it all by himself here. 20 minutes now to play, and Cruz's name pops up again and again for Haggis. But East Coast are perhaps wounded, but definitely not out of this one yet. You never know what's going to happen with Constantino, with Ronaldinho. Lovely move there. They probably should have finished that. They're holding on, and in fact, they've actually been a little bit in the ascendancy in the last couple of minutes here. There's going to be 4 minutes added on. Tetrasa now comes forward, and Petkov. Um, oh, Shimkovic picks up a yellow. I have no idea what was actually going on there. But it looks as if we reach full time anyway, and it's a 1-1 draw. And oof, I mean, that was a great game. Great game in terms of chances, in terms of keeper performances as well. Omar Tetratse rolling back the years, a nine for him, and probably a deserved 1-1 draw, all things considered. Tomadera came on and did relatively well too. Um, Solid enough performance from East Coast. They needed to not lose this one, obviously, after that Stanley game. They have got a draw, and they only conceded one. Ambrosini getting sent off, not the end of the world. They have got plenty of cover in that DMC role, even if the manager's not particularly happy with any of his options there. However, that was the last game of the evening. A quick recap of the result. Foss Road stays in second place after drawing with Dudley, who are in sixth. Hag is 1-1 with East Coast. Los Santos taking full advantage. 4-1 win against Fulchester. Stank as well up to ninth now after beating Sloths. Staggington 2-2 with Badgers. Stanley up to 13th above Staggington. 2-0 winners over Exiles, and nothing happening for Vikings and Northern Burn. They stay where they are pretty much. Have I entered into that top six? Just about, only 9 points behind Dudley now. It's a bit of a gap to make up. I'm not going to lie, but it's not impossible. Um, East Coast on 34, Foss Road just behind them. Los Santos, the big movers here. Look at this jump they just made in the last what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Definitely heading towards the top of the table, or maybe not the top, but second place potentially. Dudley stays in there. They've still got two more away games to come. Good defensive display from them, though. Northern Burn still below the line. There's Badger, Sanctum, Fulchester, Sloth, Vikings, standing and stacking ton. Two. Fixture wise, next week, a little bit of a doubt between the starting time. It's possibly going to be 9 UK time. I'll update you closer to the time due to travel and things. It's Badgers taking on Dudley Hill. Um, for a sixth spot is East Coast is home to Los Santos. My goodness, that's one to stay up for. There's going to be Exiles taking on Vikings. There's going to be Foss Road at home to Sancte. That's going to be a challenge for Sancte. They pick up 3 points here, then they are definitely heading to the playoffs. That's my bet. Fulchester, are they in trouble? Who knows? They will play Stanley. Um, I mean, I don't know. Northern Burn takes on Staggington. That's a tough one for Staggington down in 14th place, and it's Sloths against Haggis in probably along with, mm, yeah, I guess longest serving managers. It's there or thereabouts. I mean, Mr. Edwards obviously there as well, but Haggis and Sloss, it's Alf and Ian. That's a good one. Anyway, I could just ramble on the whole evening. It's already kind of late. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Packs will be out whenever I get a chance to do them, probably tomorrow morning. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.